not being saturated with the word of God, about which I spoke now. The second is fear. You know, I have seen good Christians, they study the word of God, they are full up to the brim. But then when they want to talk to the other people about Jesus, somewhere the tongue gets stuck to the palate. They can talk any other topic in the world, but not sharing gospel. So many people have shared. We really want, but you know, somehow when I open the mouth, I can talk anything what is happening in Lebanon. I can speak for hours together, even though it doesn't concern me. But when I share gospel, somewhere a fear comes and prevents me from talking. Fear may be a real problem. Even if you are a genuine, sincere Christian, fear may be a very real problem. Because when the apostles started preaching about Jesus Christ, the Sanhedrin, the leaders of the Sanhedrin called them and frightened them, it said. Frightened them. Because once the fear comes in your heart, then you don't speak. Paul says to Timothy, God has not given us a spirit of fear. So at least understand, fear is a spirit. Demonic spirit. Something against God must be demonic. So if you feel, yes, I cannot talk to other people because I am afraid, the only logical conclusion is we have a demon within us. Because Paul says it's a spirit of fear. So we have to overcome that. As long as the spirit rules your body, you ask the people why you can't talk, they will say, oh, the friendship will go. We have been very good friends. But I know if I talk about Jesus, salvation, that's the end of our friendship. You're afraid of friendship. But any action that we do should be based on a clear conscience. He may break the friendship. He or she may break the friendship with us. But that's not our fault. We have done it with the good intention. If he is my friend, the best thing that I have to tell him is what I heard the best. That is sharing the gospel. Other people may react in any way. That's not our problem. Intentionally we are not doing harm. Intentionally we are doing good and we are doing the best. We are doing according to God's commandment. So go ahead. So many people don't share gospel with other people because one reason, fear. Even if they are good. See, the best example is Nicodemus. Nicodemus is a man about whom only John's gospel you read. In the 3rd chapter, he comes to Jesus Christ in the night. His qualification is Nicodemus, within bracket, who came by night. That's not a good qualification. Because for some people in the church, when they go on the judgment day also, it will be like so and so who comes on Sunday worship. Nothing else in their lives. So Nicodemus' qualification is who comes in the night. He comes, meets Jesus, has all his personal doubts cleared. What do you think when Nicodemus would have gone out of that meeting after conversing with Jesus? He would have been a better disciple. He would have been better convinced that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. He would have been so firm that all his answers are met and he has met the real Messiah. That is 3rd chapter. When it comes to the 7th chapter, the end portion of this chapter, Nicodemus has the best chance in his life to talk out. Right? The best chance in his life to talk out. What does he talk? People are telling, Sanhedrin people are telling, how can this Jesus be Messiah? We have seen him coming from Nazareth. And how can a prophet come from Nazareth? All that. What Nicodemus should have done? Nicodemus should have done, you are all talking on second-hand information. I met him. I talked to him. He is not born in Nazareth. He is born in Bethlehem, as Prophet Micah told. And he fulfills all the prophecies about him. He should have boldly stood up and talked. He got the best golden opportunity to talk. But then, you know, he wanted to talk, very diplomatic. He said, okay, if we want to kill Jesus, should we not first verify the facts? And all he was just dragging on. One fellow said, are you also from Galilee? That's the end of Nicodemus. One strong look from the other fellow, our Nicodemus, who had this greatest opportunity of being with Jesus for so much time, getting his doubts cleared personally, He didn't open his mouth at all. Then we see him in the 19th chapter. After Jesus dies, Nicodemus and his close, similar friend, Joseph of Arimathea comes. Two secret disciples. When everything is over. One fellow brings perfumes, other fellow brings linen. So one fellow wraps up, other fellow sprays, wraps up, sprays. And people who were there at the Calvary, at Golgotha, would have been stunned. What a love, what a love. 100 pounds of perfume. 100 pounds is 42 kilos. 42 kilos of eternity. 42 kilos of perfume they have bought, and linen piece, all that they have been rolling. Everybody would say, what a love, what a love. And then finally they placed Jesus in the tomb and left. You know, on the resurrection day, something happened. What do we say about Jesus' tomb? Empty. It was not empty. Jesus' body was not there, but something else was there. Every gospel mentions that. What? The clothes that Jesus left. Whose clothes? Nicodemus' clothes. The first resurrection message to the whole world is, Nicodemus, nothing of this rubbish goes to eternity. It will all be left here. Jesus was very clear. I am going. Sorry, Nicodemus. You must have brought it with a great price, but I have to leave it here. So many people think that they can please God by giving something. All this will be left in the rubbish here, not even at heaven's door. There is no rubbish box at garbage box at heaven's door and says, put it here. No, it's all here only. Peter and John looked at it, our clothes only are there, Jesus is not there, they came out. Just imagine if Nicodemus has gone inside. My God, I brought this for so much. And he left everything here and went. Yes, nothing of what we do materially here will ever reach heaven. That's the first Easter message. Nicodemus would have thought, I thought I did a great thing, but God ignored it, put it in the garbage and went. If only I had talked on that day. In the Sanhedrin, if I had stood up and said a word for Jesus. 3 times he is mentioned in the Gospel of John, but every time it's a failure. First time he comes in the night, second time he's damn scared, third time all his offerings are thrown in the garbage box and gone. Why? Fear. If it is fear that is preventing you from doing anything for the Lord, in spite of what all he has done for you, ask the Lord, Lord, nothing of what I do will enter eternity. If I have to lay up my treasure in heaven, only souls go to heaven. Invest in souls. Speak to souls. Get them converted. The last thing that I want to say, time is over. If Jesus had left his clothes in the grave, somebody brought the clothes along with him. That is Lazarus. When you study the story of Jesus raising up Lazarus, we find one strange thing. It all looks like a very detective novel. At the 42nd verse in chapter 11 of St. John's Gospel, Jesus says, Lazarus, come out. And then everybody is seeing what is going to come out. And then they see a bundle of clothes coming out. Lazarus tied up head to foot, walking like a bundle of clothes. You know, this is the first time a man comes out of the tomb. And so the whole town is watching. They have not seen Lazarus, but they have seen the whole clothes standing there. So many people thought, what is inside? Is Lazarus there, or only clothes there? Because it has come out exactly in the same way as they had placed him. As they placed him, it has come. Only thing is, it was horizontal when they placed. Now it is vertical. That's the only difference. People answer, what is inside? Is it a soul or a spirit or something like Lazarus or only clothes? Mary would have thought, I don't want to take these clothes back home. Even if I don't have a brother, it's all right. I'm not going to keep this. Everybody would have wondered what is happening here. The one reason is Lazarus, you know, when the power of God entered into his